Once upon a time, in a kingdom surrounded by emerald forests and silver seas, lived a beautiful princess named Evelina. She was known far and wide for her kindness, her wisdom, and the kindness that radiated from her heart. Though she had many suitors, none of them captured her heart. Evelina, despite her royal life, longed for something beyond the glimmer of gold and the shine of jewels. A story, an adventure, a love like no other. In a neighboring kingdom, hidden deep in the mist-shrouded mountains, the storm turned violent, and Evelina sought shelter in a cave. It was there, in the heart of the wilderness, that he had heard her approach, his keen ears catching the soft patter of her footsteps on the rain-drenched ground. When Evelina entered the cave, she was startled by the creature that stood before her, a towering figure with eyes that gleamed like golden orbs in the darkness. He was unlike anything she had ever seen. His lion's head was crowned with a mane that shimmered like fire. His wings stretched wide, casting shadows over the cave's wall. At first, Evelina felt fear, but it was quickly replaced by curiosity. She had heard of the cursed prince, the monster who was said to haunt the mountains. But when their eyes met, something in her heart stirred. He wasn't just a beast. He was a soul lost in torment, a soul that cried out for redemption.
Who?
I am Prince Caspian,
He said quietly. Evelina frowned.
Cursed?
Evelina paused.
I don't believe that. True love can break any curse, I believe. You just need to find someone willing to see beyond the surface.
A silent pause stretched between them. Caspian's gaze dropped to the ground.
But who would want to love me? I am nothing but a monster.
Evelina placed a gentle hand on his arm, her touch warm despite the chill in the cave.
Maybe the love you seek isn't what you expect. It may not come in the way you think, but that doesn't.
Caspian looked at her, his heart swelling with something he had long buried: hope. For the first time in years, someone saw him, not as a beast, but as a person.
I don't know if I can believe that.
He whispered.
You don't have to believe it all at once.
Evelina said with a smile.
But what I know is this: everyone deserves a chance to be seen for who they truly are, not just what they appear to be.
They spent the night in the cave, talking and sharing stories. Evelina listened to Caspian's tale of sorrow and solitude, while he learned about her life in the kingdom, her hopes, her dreams, and the love she had for her people. The more they spoke, the more they connected, the more they understood each other. By the time dawn broke and the storm began to fade, they had become friends, and something deeper began to stir between them. In the days that followed, Evelina returned to the cave often. She brought him food, books, and tales from her kingdom. With each passing visit, the prince's heart began to heal, and the curse that had long imprisoned him in a form he despised seemed to loosen its grip. The more he opened his heart to Evelina, the more human he felt. Her kindness, her patience, and her belief in him gave him a strength he had never known. But the curse was not so easily broken. As they grew closer, Caspian feared that he would never be able to escape the monstrous form he had been given. One fateful evening, he confessed his fears to Evelina.
I know you care for me, but I can never be the man you deserve.
He said, his voice shaking.
I am still a monster, no matter how much I change inside.
Evelina looked into his eyes and smiled, a quiet, resolute smile that spoke of love without words.
You are not a monster, Caspian. You are a prince. And in my eyes, you are perfect.
With those words, something incredible happened. The curse, which had seemed so permanent, began to unravel. Caspian's lion's head softened into a more human form. His wings folded neatly behind his back, and his body began to revert to its original shape. It was as if Evelina's love had unlocked the key to his true self. As the final remnants of the curse faded, Caspian stood before her, no longer a beast, but a handsome prince. His once dark eyes now shining with the warmth of the sun. He took Evelina's hand, his heart brimming with gratitude and love.
You saved me,
He whispered. Evelina smiled, tears glimmering in her eyes.
No, Caspian, it was your heart that saved you. I simply believed in you.
Together, they returned to the kingdom, where Caspian was hailed as a hero, and Evelina, the princess who had loved him without fear. The two kingdoms rejoiced at the union of their royal families, and a great celebration was held to honor the love that had broken the curse. And so, Princess Evelina and Prince Caspian lived happily ever after. Their love, a story passed down through the generations, reminding all who heard it that true love is not about perfection, but about seeing and accepting the heart beneath the surface.